Welcome to South Hobart Football Show.
Well, it was a cup tie. I thought we started quite well. We scored the goal, and then we seemed to have a little lull after we score goals. But we settled down and started to play some nice football and control the game. And at half time, at 2-0, it's always a dangerous score. So really working hard to get the third one, and then it's difficult for teams to come back, especially here at South Hobart. So we're happy with the performance, and of course the result was what we wanted. The team plays a complete game of football at the moment. We're quite strong defensively. We defend from the front. Our midfield is compact and it can boss games, and Tommy Roach, Greg today were bossing in midfield. So I think it was a good all-round performance and a good team performance.
Nice to have Liam back on the team.
Yeah, I think he's going to add that little bit extra to the squad. We've got a lot of good players, a lot of good midfield players. He'll add something different to the way we play. He's a very astute passer of the ball, so we'll look forward to him fitting in with the rest of the play.
I thought South Hobart thoroughly deserved the win today. They were a very, very good side. They made two good chances and took both of them. We got into some dangerous areas without really looking too dangerous. Second half, they really dominated us. We kind of chasing the game a little bit, which created some holes in behind. And when you got players like Brendan coming off the bench and so composed, a couple of great finishes just to finish.
Now, Ken, you've got a very important game coming up on Saturday against the second place team, Newtown Eagles.
Yeah, it's an important game for us and a very important game for Eagles as well. We've had a good week training, and the lads are all fit, so we'll go into the game in a positive manner. White Eagles are the big improvers. They've had a good start to the season. They've got some good flank players, wide players who deliver good crosses in, so they're a much improved side, and we'll certainly go out there with a lot of respect for them.
Ken, does the venue worry you at all?
No, I had a look at the venue today and I was quite surprised. It's got a good covering of grass. It'll be heavy going, I suppose, but the cricket wicket had maintenance on it and the ground was roped off, so I think it'll be in reasonable condition.
Ken, you've got a wealth of talent sitting on the bench. How are you going to manage the side this week?
Well, we'll be putting out our strongest side, the side that we believe will beat White Eagles. So again, we're not looking for many changes. The team will be solid. We'll try and keep that base there, and maybe up front we'll be rotating the strikers and using them the best we can.
So, Ken, do you vary your lineup according to the opposition?
We can do, not necessarily. The side's been playing really well, and now we've got the acquisition of Liam Scott. Johnny Lowe's come back from his holidays and has started to look sharp. He was extra sharp in training last night. So they give me a little headaches, and it's possible they'll play a lot bigger part in games to come.
Where does Liam Scott feature in the lineup? In defence or in midfield?
I think a bit of both, Walter. He's looked really sharp in training. He's got a great touch. He's very creative with his passing, so he could play further forward. But having said that, he could also play in either of the full-back positions.
Ken, do you think Eagles have overachieved? I mean, it's been some time since they've been second.
I don't know about overachieved. They've certainly improved again this year from last year, and last year they'd improved from the year before. They play a direct game. They've got a little bit more ball playing in midfield now. The introduction of Joe, the Korean lad on the left hand side, gives them good width down there. Got a great left peg on him. And Whitehall's also a good crosser of the ball. So I think they're playing to the strengths, and credit must go to George Krambasanis. He's getting the best out of them currently, and he's done a good job, and they've done a good job. But there's no doubt we'll go into the game knowing that 3 points will make us 8 points clear of them and put us in a good position.
And I guess you're hoping for a draw between third place Clarence and fourth place Guildford Zebras?
Well, that would be nice. Zebras beat them last week in the Cup, so they can go into that game with a bit of confidence as well. But Clarence could have another Korean back into the starting lineup, and they make a massive difference to Clarence. The three Korean boys do play with a great spirit, stylish football, quick on the break, and they can open the game up. So I'm sure it'll be a good game. And let's not forget, Zebras have good players, and maybe Johnny Ladich to come back into their side as well. So that game promises to be a cracker.
Ken, I think you're playing a 4-3-3 system. Do you think that's the ideal system for your team and for your players?
It has been in the last year or so, because we weren't so prominent with our strikers, but now we've got 3 or 4 strikers. We could certainly go 4-4-2. We have wide players as well, so the service into them would be better. But in the couple of years gone by, we haven't had that depth up front, but now we're starting to get extra cover. But the 4-3-3 suits us. The 3 guys up front have the pace, they've got the mobility to move and interchange, and I quite like the way they're linking in together. They've done well.
If you were feeling adventurous, would you opt for maybe another system?
I think the only other system I would play would be 4-4-2, or if you want 4-4-1-1 with a Rooney type role where somebody's just sitting off the pace a little bit if we wanted to play on the counter attack. But no, I think we're quite adventurous. We try to get 2 of our midfield players forward to support the 3. We try and get our fullbacks forward as well, so I think we are very attack minded.
Is a 3-5-2 system old hat these days, or what do you think of it?
Well, I think it is. I think it causes a little bit too much space in behind the fullbacks or the attacking flankers. So the 3 have to cover a big area. So I like my fullbacks to kill the channel ball. If you're playing against a 3, then that channel ball becomes a big option. So I don't think it's old hat. I think teams are playing it again. And certainly later in a game, if you want to push people on, that can happen. Teams can go with 3 at the back, 4 into midfield and 3 up top. So it can happen.
Are you happy with your defence, Ken?
I was on Saturday because we had no goals against us. Yeah, it's difficult for the defence and Sammy because they don't get a lot of pressure put on them in every game. Some games are obviously more pressure, but as a defender, when a team's dominating possession, the defenders have to concentrate, and if they have lapses in concentration, and then mistakes happen, and that's happened to us in 1 or 2 games. But we've been in good positions where we've gone ahead and finished teams off, and the goals haven't mattered. But I thought we were very solid at the back against Kingborough in the Cup.
Now, Ken, your fitness man Marcus has just returned from Germany. Has he come back with a few new ideas?
Yes, he's come back regenerated, probably revigorated. He's been working with the German FA on their style of conditioning work, so we're hoping he'll start to introduce that a little bit more in the next couple of weeks.
So Ken, how is anyone going to catch you?
Well, a lot can happen. We have difficult games coming up away from home at Beachside, again down at Kingborough. Kingborough always give us a tough game down there, and as I just said, we need to go into these games focused, play with a good spirit, to be determined in making a win, and we just look after ourselves and see what happens from there.
Now, Ken, South Hobart have established a good relationship with South Melbourne Hellers. What are your thoughts about Olympia signing one of their young players?
Well, it's a difficult one, that. I mean, if the boy's not able to train with them on a regular basis, it's going to be hard for him to settle in, especially when he's a young boy, probably hasn't got a lot of experience. If you're bringing people into play, I think, in my case, I would have preferred an experienced player who could have organised and dictated the game from the back. I don't know the player who Olympia brought in, but let's hope he does a job for them and, again, can lift the players around him.
So there's still a relationship between South Hobart and South Melbourne?
Without a doubt, yeah. We speak with Ange Dallas and Eddie Krenchevic maybe once a month and swap ideas on what might be happening next. We'll probably have a couple of players going over later in the year to South Melbourne, and Eddie and Ange are coming down for our cocktail evening.
Hobart Football Club, together with Shake, invite you to our cocktail party, 11th of June at Zoom. Tickets are available from Mets, Legs and Breast Salamanca, Hill Street Grocer and South Hobart Committee members. Contact us on the web. Come down for a fantastic night of drinking and dancing. See your favourite South Hobart player.
And girl, come with us, I will be there too.
Come and have a drink with Loie.
George, this is a most important game coming up against the league leader South Hobart.
It's a very important game, and in fact it was probably a downfall against the Knights because for a couple of weeks there we've been thinking and motivating ourselves for this game. So yes, it's a very, very important game.
You've got possibly a better chance than most other teams because you've drawn with them, haven't you?
It's not only that we've drawn with them. We go back 3 years when we were second last and fourth or fifth. Only a couple of times that they've actually put 3 or 4 goals past us. The rest of the games have been a drawn or 2-1. This year, our first training session with them, practice game, we had about 8 players out. They beat us 6-0. Then the second practice game, we just about beat them. I think the score was 3-2. Come Summer Cup and come the last premiership points, we lost 1-0, I think, and we drew 1-1. Yes, we have got a good chance.
Will you have your strongest lineup available?
There is a few. There's 2 players that I still have to assess and see how they go tonight. Alex Leditsky and Alex Gordon are the 2 players. There is a B planned, and the way things are going, I can't make up my mind, but 99.9% yes, we will have our strongest side.
George, playing at home, do you think that helps your side?
We don't train here. Our pre-seasons are not, we do not train here. We're at Newtown High School. I think it's all in the mind. We love playing here. We seem to lift up a couple of notches when we play here. And also on top of that, we get better support here. So I suppose the answer would be yes.
George, currently they have a 5-point lead over you. It's essential that you reduce that to 2, isn't it?
Very. Look, I spoke to you about this on Saturday, and a few people do not understand, I think, what I'm trying to explain when I turn around and say that we are batting for everyone. Look, it's simple. It's mathematics. They beat us and they got 8 points clear. Yes, maybe another team can beat them, but they're 8 points clear. That means 3 games. 3 games or two games and 2 points. We need to beat them, not just for us, but to bring them down a couple of levels and keep the competition exciting and keep going.
Who do you hope wins the match between 3rd and 4th place sides, Clarence and Tilford Zebras?
You're talking about two coaches that I dearly love, and well, one especially, and that's Brownie. Look, a draw would be fantastic for us. Zebras can become the team that could probably creep up a couple of notches, but at the moment they're playing very individual soccer. I think Clarence will put up a better effort at their home ground.
George, the neutral observer watching a first versus second game would hope for an entertaining exhibition of football. Is it going to be that, or is it going to be a dour struggle?
It shouldn't be a struggle. It's always been entertaining. A lot of other teams get not praise, but they get a big write-up that they play in South, and that's one is Clarence and one is the Zebras. And every time we play them, it's a very, very soft note. We seem to get the best out of them, and they seem to get the best out of us. And we've always scored a lot of goals, both sides. Last year, I thought that both sides actually played great football. In this long business of long game football, we don't play a long game football. Maybe our keeper hits the ball a couple of times long, but we do try to build it up. And we play to the best that we've got ability of the players. And that's our secret, and that's the way we get on with the game. That's the way we play the game.
Finally, George, give the viewers a prediction.
We'll beat them. We will beat them. We have been building for this game. I do understand that sometimes we can get too overexcited. I do understand that they can drift into your game, that, you know, especially when things don't happen the way you want them to happen. But we are here to beat them. We are going to welcome. We're going to say hi to Kenny and the lads. We're going to have our open arms. But we hope at the end of the game that we sing the song, not them. by the way, the best team will win, and it doesn't. And that's the way I like to finish it. The best team will win.
Thanks.